Dear students, welcome to our third lesson that focuses on storytelling. This is a part of the content marketing course. I hope you enjoyed our previous lesson too. Today we have decided to talk about storytelling because storytelling is more than something that's nice to have. It's a necessity of today's business. So let's get started. Why do we love stories? Why do we like to tell them? Why do we like to listen to them, watch them and read them? Maybe because we see a reflection of ourselves in them. Is the character in the story more important, or the event, the plot itself? Numerous psychological studies have showed that we understand the human need to personify, to make things relate to ourselves. Egotistically, of course. They provide us with a mechanism to create a connection. According to Abraham Maslow, an American psychologist, there is a hierarchy of needs that drive all human motivation, and in a commercial economy, those needs are often actualized by purchases, and influence is critical, especially in a highly competitive global digital market. There is simply too many products out there that without influence, failure is predetermined. How then can a marketeer create the most influence? How do they stand out from the crowd? Easy. They create an emotional connection between the potential customer and the product by telling a story. So, storytelling in branding is a powerful way to breathe life into your brand. It is the main component of content marketing. With storytelling, you take your target audience on a journey and they yearn to experience. Form a personal connection with your brand. Because emotional branding is a progressive marketing strategy. Emotional branding has the potential to drive revenue and increase customer retention. How a person feels about your brand determines whether they buy from you. A brand is a matter of perception. When you tell a story that embodies human challenges, you create an experience that resonates with your customers. Storytelling is the oldest form of passing knowledge, and it is not about inventing a story, but it is the art of telling the past experience. So, how to tell your story? There is no right or wrong way to tell a story. A style that works well for one person may not work for another. Each storyteller must find the style which he or she feels most comfortable. However, the most important thing in telling stories is to start the process. Keep in mind what message you want your audience to take away from the story. Is there a lesson learned or new truth revealed? Stories need to reflect accurately what occurs. Every story has a protagonist, a person with whom the audience identifies. Sometimes this is a product, a setting, the environment or situation in which the person lives or works, fixing the story in time and space. A problem, one or more barriers or challenges preventing the person from achieving his or her goal. A resolution, how the person overcomes the obstacles. And a goal, the desired outcome. Have a look at an example of a story map. Identify your story to tell your customer, and remember stories must be personal. The story must be compelling and often factual. It should have personal connections with your customer and drive to action. While it is important to tell your own story, think twice. Sometimes client narratives have the largest long-term impact on brands. The customer could be the main character, and with your company serving as the supporting character that offers tools to help them create successful resolutions. While identifying your story, ask yourself the following. Is the story appropriate for the particular audience? Will the audience be able to identify with the protagonist and the problem? Should the story be serious or humorous? How long should the story be? 1 minute or 5 minutes? How much detail is important? To be productive with your storytelling and before you start, create a proper setting. Prepare your tools. Here is what you need. Here are some tips for you. After you choose your story, become comfortable with it. Assemble all the pieces of the story. Look at your audience. Illustrate emotions, happiness, surprise, frustration, etc. Modify their details as needed. You have to gather some information for your story. Information is the raw material from which ideas are born. There are 2 types of relevant information: specific and general. General information includes just about anything and everything, and gathering it is a lifelong exercise. It basically comes down to general knowledge and education, and can be cultivated through the usual channels, reading widely and having an active interest in life and the world around you, and in particular in people, how they live, what they think, and how they behave. Specific information is directly relevant in the topic at hand. You clearly need to get all the specific information you can lay your hands on. If you're writing a story about a product or service, you would expect the customer to come up with most of it. If you're writing about you as a topic, you'll need to gather your information from far and wide. Now you're ready to generate ideas from your information. So, decide what it is you're writing about. A product, service, yourself. Try these exercises. Look at any object and write about it. Where does it come from? Who does it belong to? Who might want it? Read the newspaper for unusual and interesting stories. Develop them as fiction. Listen to conversations on the bus, in a cafe or at the supermarket. Jot them down and carry them on, seeing where they lead you. Pick up a book you really like and open it at a random page. Pick a sentence you like and write it down, then carry on writing your own story. Pick an emotion and create a story around it. Pick another and carry on writing. Make the characters move from the first emotion to the second. After these useful exercises, you need to start with the first paragraph of your story.